Okay, there we go. We should be back live.
Should be.
Well, no, we are back live. Cool. Alright, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just I won't do a fucking audio intro. We will just do
We're gonna do it live. Fuck it.
Well, 3, 2, 1. Let's take 2 on this bullshit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Nerd Zone on the Nerd Report Network. In today's episode, we talk about the NIL, we talk boxing, UFC, as well as a certain flag got brought back into the fucking fold again. No pun intended. But like I said, I am your host, F and Ronnie, and with me as always,
The Zombie Master.
and well, he's on time. Hello, Christian.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Pimp is here in the house, motherfucker.
Where's money? The hell? We got trips in the fucking in the Skype chat. What the hell do you mean? Where's money? Like, just do what now?
I'm not in the chat, so I don't know.
I'm just reading the chat. If there's questions in the chat, please feel free to ask them.
Yeah.
But yes, with that being said, like I've said, we have some news, some bullets, and we have our picks.
A few baseball notes, nothing of major. A few signings were made.
Honestly, right now we're literally 2 weeks away from pitchers and catchers. It's just basic bargain, bottom of the barrel bullshit.
Yeah. Your boy Aroldis Chapman ain't found a team yet.
Fuck him. What a sack of horse crap.
That motherfucker, can he say? I guess he's not throwing 100 something.
Screw that guy.
How do you really feel?
Him. That guy is a true POS.
How do you really feel?
Oh, God.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Oh, don't you even bring that shit up. Instead of that, I'll go, fuck you.
Oh, but no. So, all right. So, quick little news, and then we'll get into the bigger stuff. USC is officially changing their ways. They have officially stripped Francis Ngannou of their 3-fight deal, or as the champion, and they have now announced that Jon Jones is back in the UFC and will fight Eric Gahn for the vacant heavyweight title.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first off, and the fact that Ngannou is not gonna fucking fight Jon Jones, and the fact that he couldn't find a way to do it, it's like, bro, you kind of fucked this one up. You had a chance to make a ton of money. You were known for your fucking heavy-ass hands, and you go and say, fuck it.
Interesting.
He walked, and because apparently Dana White said that he would only accept easy fights.
Well, that narrows. Oh, okay, so what is he saying? I only want wimps in the ring against me?
He wants to be Rocky to Clubber Lang.
Oh, Jesus.
You can't win, Rock! Oh, sorry, my Mickey's more like my Vince McMahon.
Hey, you got a crap thunder.
But no, it's like, that's the big thing. It's like Ngannou walking, it's, bro, like, that's a big fucking deal. Because now he can go to, like, the Professional Fight League. He could be doing bare knuckle boxing. He could literally be going into boxing. Because there's rumors that they want to do a charity fight between him and Tyson Fury.
That would be interesting to see those two fight.
Yeah, I don't know who I would take. Because obviously, puncher's chance, it's Ngannou. But,
Yeah.
but boxing skill, it's fucking Tyson Fury.
Oh, of course, and you got to figure all size and height. You got to go give that to Fury too.
Ngannou's fucking 287, like 6'8".
Tyson Fury's no shrimp either,
No,
man.
they're about the same height and same weight. Like that's what I mean. Like they're about the same height and weight.
Right.
So for them to be there, it's like that's about fair. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I guess you're right in that regard.
It's still a whole lot of fucking beef in that.
There's a whole lot
ring.
of beef in that ring.
Yeah. Christian, you ever watch an Ngannou fight? You know who we're talking about?
I know the name, but I've never seen him fight like that.
Dude, he hit people so hard, it looks like a Mortal Kombat fatality.
Oh, dear God.
Like, they literally started calling him Soul Taker.
Oh, that's a gay name.
No, well, he hit people so hard, it looked like their souls went out of their freaking body.
No, that's not the Soul Taker I'm thinking of.
No, there's actually a wrestler called Soul Taker. I'll tell you off air what his actual name used to be.
Oh God, I know that one.
Nah, you need to send that to me in the messages, like right now.
I don't know if you want to see this, Christian.
Nah, I need to know.
Ronnie, you open this can of worms, you send it to him. I'm not saying it.
I'm just saying, fill in the blanks, Christian.
Just send me the goddamn name.
I'm not saying the word.
Christian, just look at the letters and then put two and two together.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna look him up. What's his name?
Racy.
The blank.
No. Okay, now type in Soul Taker, and that'll actually pop up.
Soul Taker.
Yeah.
Wrestler. Indie wrestler, yes.
Indie wrestler.
Soul Taker, wrestler. Charles Wright.
No, you're thinking now. You're looking at that's the.
Hold on. I'll
Yeah,
send
because
you.
he's gonna bring up the Papa Shango one, not the other one.
I will actually find the actual guy, because this one got into a lot of fucking trouble.
Yeah, he got in a lot of trouble for this gimmick, and well, yeah. You know, I remember when Ronnie sent it to me when I first saw it. I'm like, okay, this has got to be a joke, but it's not.
Hold on, I gotta find. I don't think. Do they have?
They might have pulled it down.
They might have. Yeah, I don't think I can find it. Okay, you know what the best way I can describe it? Ninja Taker.
Oh, hell no.
There you go. That's the PG way of saying it.
Oh, nah. Is it what
Yeah,
I think
and
it is?
he was about 195 pounds, but dressed as the Undertaker. But yeah,
Come on, man.
I kid you not, Christian, and I never lie about something like that.
Gotta be your own damn kind.
Oh, and here's the kicker. He was from Indiana, and he was booked from the Dark Side of the Hood.
Yeah. Oh, hell.
I wish I was making this up. That's like some of the.
Not. The sad thing is he's not.
God, I was so close to walking off this show.
No, you weren't.
Shit, man, my finger was right by the hang up button. Don't try
Okay, there's Stephen A. That's like you making fun of Cowboy fans.
Oh God.
Speaking of him, did you see the shit he did the other day?
That's kind of yeah. That's the funny part.
I didn't see that part.
John, can I just tell him, Ronnie?
Oh, go ahead.
John,
I'm listening.
Stephen A, hates the Dallas Cowboys, and he trolls their fans, and it's pretty funny.
I've heard that. I've heard this. Yes.
Dak Prescott, the Cowboys quarterback, his dad was in the crowd because First Take was in Tampa Bay for the game on Monday night.
Right.
And they did the show from there, and Dak's dad was in the stands, and Stephen A. flat out told this man to his face that his son was going to suck and he was going to throw 2 interceptions.
And he did, didn't he?
No, he accounted for 5 touchdowns.
By the way, Christian, this is what
Yeah.
the guy looks like. I just put it in the group chat.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like the mix of Snoop and fucking. That's like the mix of Snoop and Flavor Flav having a baby. That's the result.
Oh, Jesus. This is what happens. This is what happens when you work 9 hours on a phone, working on a phone.
And it's a slow news day.
That ain't no shit that it's a slow news day. I mean, we could talk about fucking a coach vaping, but that's a whole different issue.
But no, that's him. Yeah.
Oh God.
So, in other news too, speaking of UFC news, quick, Jake Paul officially signed a deal with the Professional Fight League.
Who cares?
Actually, it's kind of a big fucking deal because now he's actually going to have to fight legit fighters. So let's see how it is. Because the first match they came out with was him and Tommy Fury.
Oh Lord,
Which is Tyson's brother.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
So it's now do or die. It's now put up or shut up, because you are now going to be fighting somebody that actually has boxing skills and not a UFC fighter.
Let me put it this way: this could be his debut and retirement match all in one.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. But no, Fury. We're getting Tommy Fury, Jake Paul. I mean, that's really it for UFC or MMA. The one thing that's huge.
What?
Christian. Oh, Jesus Christ, Christian.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm gonna get John in on that.
I was gonna say, put it in the group chat.
I'll send it in the group chat. All right, I'm texting it now.
So two things.
And I'm sending the link to the show.
Yes. Oh no, you don't. You know what?
I just texted. I just checked your phone. I just sent it.
Well, no, because I'm not on a phone. I'm on a laptop. That's the problem.
Oh, God damn it, John.
Send it to my Instagram. Send it to the
Okay.
Instagram. Send it to the Instagram. I'll read that.
Okay,
That's
cool.
here where I can talk to you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Or you could have just put it in the Skype.
Damn it, that's what I'll do now. I didn't know for certain reasons.
Scrocky just wrote, "God damn it, John! Get a phone!
Scrocky,
Get a
are you
phone!"
gonna give me shit? Then show up at February 11th if you're gonna give me shit.
I'm just look. I almost said the word right now. I'm just looking at this and
it's like a Stephen A. looking in a mirror.
Nah, it looks like no. It looks like a pink Smurf came on his face.
Oh, oh shit!
This Negro, why? And I cleaned it up.
Yeah,
you know what
I know.
I really want to say.
You wanted to go gimmick infringement.
Jesus, the both of you needed this laugh. I could tell.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, other news that are real quick that's actually kind of interesting. So, one is the fact that the Australian Open's going on right now for tennis.
Okay.
How stupid people can be. Some idiot spectator was holding up a Russian flag in front of a Ukraine tennis player.
Okay.
Which now has caused everybody a flag ban where they cannot have a Russian flag on them at all now because some idiot did this.
Of course.
Like, first off, you know you're doing that out of spite if you're holding that in front of a fucking Ukraine player.
Yeah, just a wee bit.
Like, holy shit. The other news, and we can actually dive pretty deep into this.
Right.
I don't know if Christian read this. I know, John, you probably haven't. Florida's quarterback that he just signed. So Florida got a new quarterback. The college had the signing day, and they got a new quarterback. He has officially come out and has asked for his letter of intent to be revoked so he does not have to commit to going to Florida. Now, normally people would ask this and be like, okay, so why? So he's going to stay home, be closer to home, closer to his parents. He doesn't want to be that far away from home. He wants to go to football. The coach got fired, which I think Spurlock was the coach, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Christian?
Yeah.
I was going to say, they just fired, they got a new coach this year, right? Or did they have one from last year?
Who?
The Gators.
This was his first year, Billy Napier.
Oh, Napier, thank you. So this kid would come in and start as a true freshman because everyone is gone. Do you know why he asked to get his letter of intent revoked?
Why?
Have you read this story yet, Christian?
I haven't.
Okay, John, do you know? Take a wild guess.
I don't even want to attempt it.
Christian, do you have a guess? And fuck you, Scrocky. I read that.
No, I have no idea.
Because his $13 million NIL deal fell through.
I never would have figured that part out.
Which just shows you, because he was originally, you'll love this, he was originally a Miami Hurricane commit.
Oh, wow.
So he was going to go to Miami, chose not to, and his letter of intent was going to be to, was going to be to, Florida. He got his letter, he's trying to get his letter of intent expunged because of the sole fact that his $13 million for over the course of 4 years NIL deal fell through.
Mm-hmm.
So riddle me this. What really is the NIL now?
You know, it kind of confuses me, if I'm being completely honest with you.
I have no idea what it is either.
So do you know what hold on, before we get into this, I just want to make sure. John, do you know what the NIL deal is at all?
Not at all.
Okay, so let me explain this to you and explain this to anybody listening on the playback in the podcast. What it is it is the image and likeness deal. So which means like back in the day when a scholarship athlete was given was given school, they were not paid to play for the most part. They were literally given free education, so on and so forth.
Right.
After the last couple of years, college football players have wanted to be paid for their image and likeness. And this has to go back to, say, like Reggie Bush. Who's the fucking Ohio State player, Christian?
C.J. Stroud.
No. The one that got busted for selling his jersey.
Chase Young?
Was it Chase? Was it Young?
No,
the one that got the coach fired before Meyer. Before Urban.
Terrell Pryor.
Pryor, thank you. Pryor selling his jersey for money pretty much is a no-no because he's not allowed to accept money outside of what the scholarship gives you. But on this hand, they're not allowed to get jobs after the season is over. They can't make any money. They are literally like I hate saying it this way. They're the fucking property of the schools. The school could, any jerseys that were bought of them, the school got all the money. Any tickets for football, the school's got the money. And the boost, like anything. The video games, they all got a cut. The players got nothing. Which now...
So basically, in a nutshell, what you're saying is like when they go to the school, they basically sign over their likeness rights to the school.
Exactly. But now the NIL deal is broken, so now when they go in, they're allowed to make money. And you saw this with like volleyball players that are scholarship athletes going on TikTok and making $2 million off of TikTok from donations, like Twitch streamers. They couldn't do that if they were a collegiate athlete. Now they're allowed to. They're using their image and likeness. That's what it's supposed to be. Now, when it comes to college football, and we'll get into this story, you're getting boosters turning around and saying to five-star recruits, hey, come here, we'll give you X amount of money for the course of 3 to 4 years. Pretty much, this was the thing with Texas A&M and Alabama being pissed off because they were buying their players. USC was a big thing with this. Now it's coming to Florida, where a 13-year fucking 4-year, $13 million college deal, education for the most part, fell through, and now he doesn't want to go to Florida anymore. It was never about football, it was about the money.
Showed him the money.
So here's the thing. What is college football now? Is it pay for play? Or is it, I actually want to go to the school and make some money on the side?
It's more the first one what you said, I think.
I think it's the second one, what you said.
But here's the thing. With the second one I said, you could have easily had the kid go to, like, if a car dealership came up to him and says, hey, we want you to shoot a commercial with us, and we'll give you $500,000 to shoot this commercial. I have no issue with that, because at that point, it's his image, he's working as his own little agent, and that's it. I think the issue is the boosters going like, hey, we're going to give you $13 million. Come play at this school.
Right.
Like, that's a problem. That is a big problem.
Just a little bit.
And then you factor in the transfer portal and stuff like that, but that's a whole different issue. But, Christian, so you think it's the second one?
Yeah.
What do you, like, explain?
Nah, all right. So give the two things you said again.
So is it more the kid wants to make the money to go to the school, so like he wants to pay for play. So it's like brokering your own contract deal.
Mm-hmm.
Or do they want to go to that school, play football for that school, and get paid? Like, and get paid, but, like, they can make money for playing football.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of both, but I'll lean toward the second one, because how long have we been hearing, pay these kids, pay these athletes and stuff like that. You're using the image and you're using their likeness and you're using their name, on the commercials and everything, and they're not seeing a dime of that money. Now, like, the whole NIL thing has really changed the dynamic, I think, of college sports.
Here's the thing, though. That's not an issue. If a kid wants to go make a commercial, go do an autograph signing, and the people are going to pay him, I don't see that being a problem. Because that is him making money off of his name, his image, his likeness.
Mm-hmm.
There's no issue. Like
Yeah.
EA making NCAA 2024. The kids will get a cut of that. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. That is exactly what the NIL deal should be. What I'm talking about is this situation. It's, from what it sounds like, the boosters were coming in saying to this kid, don't go to Miami, come to Florida, we'll give you $13 million, and it fell through. So instead of him not getting paid by Florida, he wants to pull his intent, pretty much his contract from them and go back to Miami.
Oh, interesting.
That's what it sounds like to me, anyway. Or it doesn't say where he's gonna go, but he wants to not go to Florida because he's not gonna get paid $13 million from Florida.
Right. Right. Yeah, this is gonna get interesting moving forward.
Like this, and this broke today. Like that's the other thing. This broke at 10:30 today. So I saw this and I'm like, I don't think people understand how big this is gonna be. The kid's the number 7th ranked quarterback, 27th overall in the nation for high school players. Like, this is, because if this is going on, like we knew the whole thing with Texas A&M was happening, where A&M was using the NIL deals to draw people to them. And that's when we had the whole thing about Saban bitching and moaning. And, I mean, clearly it didn't work because look what happened to A&M.
Exactly.
But to offer a kid $13 million to not go to Miami to commit to Florida, well, no shit, if it falls through, it looks bad. It looks bad on the school, and it makes the kid look bad too.
It does.
Because it looks like he was just in it for the money, and I think that is where it's going to be the problem.
Exactly.
Well, you know what it is? Most of these kids now going to school, since now they're afforded the chance to actually make money when they go to college, they're gonna look at saying, how much am I gonna get paid? You know, it's not gonna be for the love of playing the game. It's gonna be for how many big paychecks can I get. Just saying.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. I'm just trying to figure out how else we could, like... The problem is that really what... And it's not... And I think everybody that says that's not what college football is, it's all about the education. No one's saying that it's not. It is about the education. But on the same hand, these kids are doing autograph signings. The schools are making money off their jerseys. The school's making money off the video games. The school's making money off of everything these kids do. Literally, I shit you not, go look at everything from the 80s. Anything from the 80s and 90s that Miami did went into their $2.4 million fucking workout room, and also Dwayne The Rock Johnson fucking gave them that shit.
Yep.
So it's like a $6 million weight room that The Rock and all the fucking money that was made off the back of the 90s the Hurricanes pretty much made that. All the new stadiums, all the new additions to schools are 99% coming from academics, coming from basketball and coming from football.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone says these kids shouldn't be paid, give me a fucking break. I think if a kid wants to make money doing autographs, hell, if the kid wants to make money going on Twitch, doing this, like shit like that, if he wants to do an interview and go on a radio show and get paid for it, he should be allowed to do it. The problem is boosters offering something like, you remember all the backdoor dealings that used to happen back in the day, and everyone says there was no bullshit, there were backdoor dealings.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just out in front. Now it's just out in the middle of the now it's just out in the open. But I think that is the problem that is going to be with college football. And it really turns into, we almost need a cap.
Yeah.
On what boosters can be offered. Like I said, if a kid wants to go and make money on his own off season, before that, if the kid wants to go do TikTok, if the kid wants to make YouTube and be a vlogger, and make money that way, he should have every power to do it. It's the money coming from the college is the problem. Or not the money coming from the college, but the money coming from the boosters. What's your guys' opinions?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit it right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I really don't know. Like, this is something that's welcome to the new age of college football. That's the problem. It's not the new age of college football. It's always happened. Now it's out in front. How are we going to stop it? Like, how are they going to curb it? Because I think that's the bigger problem.
Well, I don't think it's ever going to go away.
It's not. But putting a cap on it is a fucking start.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What?
happened?
I just read your text.
Oh.
Is it what I think it is?
Yeah, I'll talk about it off air. But no, like, other than that, there's not a lot of other news. I don't know if you guys have anything you want to talk about real quick. I know, John, you said there was some baseball news.
Yeah, the Mets made a minor signing. They signed Tommy Pham to a 1-year, $6 million deal to be their fourth outfielder / DH, which pretty much means Darren Ruff's days as a Met are done. Thank you, good God Almighty, that motherfucker needs to go away. Yeah, it is a good move, but they're also they're in the market for one more reliever, and they've been rumored to go after Zach Britton and Andrew Chafin. Now, Christian, I don't know a lot about Britton. I know he's a Yankee. Is there anything about him that you could say is either good or bad?
He is kind of injury prone. Like, I can't even remember the last time he played in a full season, or I can't even remember the last time when he wasn't on the IL. So good luck.
Well, we didn't sign him yet, but they've been linked to him.
Oh, I'll take his ass back just as long as he can stay healthy. Like,
well, consider from what I've read, he was actually one of the top closers in the business a couple of years ago when he was in Baltimore.
Yeah, he was.
The hell happened?
God, just can't stay healthy.
And as for Chafin,
that's the only knock on him.
Right, and as for Chafin, I've heard nothing but good things about him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, having another lefty in the bullpen, having 3 lefties in the bullpen is not a bad thing. You know, that's not a bad thing at all. So, considering the Mets used to have 2 lefties and both of them were piss poor, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had Chasen Shreve who couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
Oh God, he sucked.
And I forget who the other left-hander we had was. He went to Anaheim. What was his name?
And that's a weird way to spell Jason. His parents had to have been severely intoxicated.
Yeah. And the other guy was Aaron Loup, that he went to Anaheim and pitched great for the Mets. He wanted to have a big contract. The Mets didn't want to give him a big contract. Signed a 2 or 3 year deal with Anaheim and basically shit the bed in Anaheim. So that's the only baseball that I know of.
News broke 6 hours ago. Mets re-signed Nato. Yeah.
Tomas Nido, 2 years,
2 years,
3.7
$3.7. There's one team interested in Chapman.
Who?
Miami. You can go. You can go to Miami, good sir. No one fucking cares about you.
You're not the dominating pitcher you were 5 years ago.
Bingo.
What else do we got? I'm looking through right here. Mancini is a Cub. I swear to God, I don't know. For some reason, Cubs are fucking getting stronger. I don't know what the fuck is going on there.
Duvall signed a 1-year deal with the Red Sox. So basically, now you know what it is. It's 2. You said spring training starts in about 2.5 weeks. Now you're going to see everybody pretty much signing guys to either minor league deals or 1-year deals.
Yeah, just to fill out the roster.
Yep.
Right. I mean,
yeah.
there's one guy the Mets have that's still a free agent, Tyler Naquin. I would sign him to a minor league deal, bring him back.
Well, I mean, the other thing is too is like, I mean, when we broke, I mean, oh, that's actually good. Oh shit, this broke last week before we got off the air. All AAA parks will be using the electronic strike zones in 2023.
I've heard that, yes.
We talked about this, about the electronic strike zones. We talked about it last week.
Yeah, I remember.
Now AAA is going to use them. That's a good thing. Because I am, like I said, if it's anything like tennis, we should have no issues.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how players and fans react to this, and stuff like that.
From what I've seen, I forget where they use it. I think they use it in the Dominican League. It takes 30 seconds. It's not going to slow. It's not going to slow the pace of the game. It's just going to be, if he doesn't like it, taps his helmet, it goes right to the board, and then that's it. And then we move on.
Yeah, because I saw they showed highlights of that because they showed a play where Jason Dominguez did that after a third strike, and then the next pitch he hit a home run or something.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good thing. I am actually kind of happy. This is the one thing that I'm like, you're not gonna fuck over the umpires. The umpires are still gonna play. They're still gonna do all that. But if a player the batter actually has a little more leeway now in case something fucking happens.
Well, let me put it to you this way. If this ever makes to the major leagues, I know one umpire that's going to be pissing in his pants because he's going to get the old tap on the old helmet a million and one times.
Angel Hernandez.
Thank you, Christian.
But you know what, though? I think that's what they want to do, and if that's the case, good.
Because you know what? That motherfucker either needs to do one of two things. Go back to umpire school and learn actually how to umpire, or get out of the fucking league. One of the two.
Get some fucking glasses.
I don't think that'll help him. You know what it is? I really legit think with him, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, that motherfucker's an attention whore.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not the center of attention, and not the guys that are actually playing the game, he's gonna be like, oh, how can I fuck over somebody tonight? Yeah, that is. I'm not ashamed to say I do not like that motherfucker.
Yeah.
No. All right, let's go over to football. The Cowboys have assigned a new kicker.
Who, Gronk?
No. Tristan Vizcaino. Because the Dallas Cowboy kicker couldn't kick an extra point to save his fucking life.
I saw a meme the other day. I don't mind rooming, being Brett Maher's roommate. It's not like he can kick me out if I don't pay rent.
You missed 4 extra points. Thank God the defense. Thank God Micah fucking Parsons actually does something. Because, shit.
Right.
Oh, okay, so there's a bet going around right now. I want your honest opinion on this.
Okay.
I know you... So you can bet right now on Super Bowl MVP.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to think the Cowboys are going to make it. But if you're out there and you think the Cowboys are going to make it, would you throw money on Micah Parsons to win MVP?
Absolutely. He's a game changer. Absolutely.
He is 90-1 to win MVP.
Absolutely.
I don't know enough about him to comment.
Well,
So
the question is the big question of this is do you think Dallas, like, to make that bet, you honestly have to think, actually, no, he's actually 100 to 1. I throw a couple shekels on that, even if I don't think fucking Dallas is going to make the playoffs. But Dallas, if you think Dallas is going to make it to the Super Bowl, you throw it down now because this is not a just. So everyone that looks at that thinks they're not going to beat San Francisco. Because the question is Brock Purdy really the guy in San Fran?
Yes, he is.
But here's the thing. He may be the guy, and I agree with that. He's going to be the guy starting from here on out. That's fine. I like that. You got to think he's going to have his woes one time now. He can't run this high. He can't run this hot.
Right.
Like, you got to think there's going to be one slip up.
I mean, look, I'll say this. This is going to be the toughest defense that I think he's seen.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but also, this is going to be the best defense that Dallas has seen all year. Like, this is going to be, to me, that game on Sunday night is going to be a defensive struggle.
Right. I agree with you on that.
So what do you want to do now? Recap wild card weekend?
Yeah, we can recap a little wild card because we got a little bit of time.
All right, ask away.
go for it.
First things first, let's talk about Jacksonville.
Yeah. Games aren't won in the first half.
Everybody that was a Chargers fan, don't ever touch the fucking money. Holy fuck! Everyone was, because I told everybody, bet on the Jags. Jags this. All of a sudden I'm getting texts. Wow, your bet looks really good. I go, don't touch the fucking money. Oh, what happened? You touched the fucking money. Maybe there's a don't touch the money bet that's gonna happen this fucking week.
Yeah.
What a number 1 seed. Just saying. Not giving my picks away, but no, and you're right. Game is not won. Hell, it's not even lost in the first quarter or first half anymore.
Yeah, because look, Jacksonville, I mean, the Chargers did everything correctly in the first half, and I thought that was their best half of football that I've seen from them all year long. They were doing enough on offense. They were establishing Austin Eckler, and defensively, look at what they were doing. But did you see the adjustments that Jacksonville made compared that the Chargers made compared to the first time when they met, Ronnie? The first time when they met, Jacksonville killed them with a short to intermediate passing game. So the Chargers adjusted, and they were playing zone in the back end, right? And when you play zone, you're playing off, and when the receiver is getting ready to cut or plant his foot on a dime, that's when you try and make a play on the ball. And that's exactly what they were doing. Then in the second half, what do I always say? Excuse me. Football is a game of adjustments. Jacksonville adjusted, and the Chargers got away from what was pretty much winning them the football game. They were running the football in the first half, and when you have a lead that big, you continue to run the football. They only ran the ball 8 times. They deserved to lose that game. And another thing I want to say, Trevor Lawrence, yeah, he was great in the second half, looked like a completely different quarterback, but let's not give him all the credit. Let's give that defense some credit as well, because they held that offense in check.
I agree.
I didn't watch the game, but I heard a lot of people talking about it, so I don't know.
Trevor Lawrence is the second quarterback to ever throw 4 picks and 4 interceptions in a game and win.
Okay.
Or 4 touchdowns and 4 picks, sorry. I said the same fucking thing twice. The other player was 08 Big Ben. When they won the Super Bowl. It's nuts. He had an insane game, but at the same time too, why did you not run the ball more in the second half? Because you were trying to kill clock.
Jacksonville?
Yep.
I mean,
LA.
Yeah, you say it right.
LA.
There you go.
LA. Not gonna watch the rest of the game from. Gonna be watching the rest of the playoffs from home. It's literally they were at 98% to win the game and they lost.
Yep.
Some dude bet $1.4 million thinking he was going to make a quick $487,000 and lost. Like,
yep.
It literally was one of those things where, I'm sorry, give me a fucking break. You lost that game and you did not deserve to win that. You had that game wrapped up in the first half and you fucking let it go.
Exactly.
They choked.
Big time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ryan just texted me.
Oh, is he getting out of work soon?
Yeah. But no, like, I mean, then we go on to other games. I mean, the Chargers game was one thing. Then you got the game before that, Frisco and Seattle. I mean, let's face it. One Bosa fucking played great. The other Bosa was a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and, San Francisco, I think they're the scariest team right now in the entire field. I love what they do offensively. I think you can do more offensively with Brock Purdy than you could Jimmy Garoppolo because, Brock wants to take a shot down the field. You weren't really necessarily getting that from Jimmy G. And to be honest, I think this is Kyle Shanahan's best coaching job. You won the division with a third-string quarterback. First, you lose Trey Lance, right?
Well, not even that. He hasn't lost a game yet.
No, he hasn't. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of getting 2001 Patriots vibes from these 49ers.
That defense. For that defense alone, I'm getting 2-0-1 Pats.
Yeah.
Oh. John, did you watch any of the games?
I mean, I tuned in here and there. I mean, I was...
Okay, because, Saturday, other than the Jacksonville game, there was not really a lot to talk about for Saturday. Sunday is where shit really got real. And is Buffalo for real?
I'll tell you what. Oh, go ahead, Christian. Go ahead.
Buffalo, I wasn't happy with how they looked because they built up that lead. And in my preview for that game, I kept saying, look, for Buffalo to win, they have to play clean football. Move the ball up and down the field, run the ball, let Josh take some shots. But most importantly, don't give the ball back to the other football team. And sometimes, I think that's the problem. What do I always say, Ronnie? Buffalo has to get that running game going because if they don't, it's just going to be all on Josh Allen. These turnovers can be limited. Yeah, it's partially Josh, and he needs to be more responsible. He needs to be better with the ball. But, I look at...
I don't blame all of it on Josh. I blame a lot of it on Buffalo's defense. Buffalo's defense looked like a fucking pedestrian team against a third-string quarterback.
Because there was no tape on him.
Bullshit, he's been starting for... He had 4 starts under his belt.
Oh.
Remember, his first game in was against the Jets. The first game when they knocked out Two Gloves.
Yeah.
They've had him start he started 4 games. There's tape on him. Buffalo, I don't know if they were fucking sleeping, but you had a defense that was not ready for a third string quarterback, a half fucking injured a guy, a Cheeto with one leg, a bad offensive line, and a running back that's hobbling out of the fucking backfield.
Mm-hmm.
And they almost lost that game.
But here's my question: it's like with the way Buffalo, it's like with everything that's gone on with them in the last few weeks, you'd think they want to make sure that, on the sentimental end, that they want to make sure that they play every game tight and to their best of their efforts to make sure they can win for number 3.
Yeah, that's definitely in the back of their minds. I'm going to tell you both what the biggest problem is with Buffalo. They signed him for this moment of the year, and he's not there. It's the loss of Von Miller, because Von brings that pass rush. You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
Because of him, everybody in that front 7 felt they could get home. It's amazing what the impact of one guy can do, right? Now that he's not there, I think this Buffalo defense is still trying to figure themselves out. It's like a committee type of thing. Okay, he's going to generate the pass rush. We follow him. Like, Von was a leader. It's tough to replace that leadership.
Yeah.
Right.
And by the way, John, to answer your question about Hamlin, he was in the stadium Friday. Or he was in the stadium. No. He was in the stadium Saturday. He's with the team. He's not dressing. He's not practicing. He's not doing any of that. His career's probably done. The Bills are probably going to take his helmet away from him. But he was with the team.
But no, what I'm saying, I'm just saying for the sheer, the prayers for number 3, Denard and all that stuff. It's like, you figure, okay, if you're the Bills team, you have a closed door meeting, and you're like, okay, we're gonna win. We got to win this season for number 3. We're gonna do everything in our power to make sure we don't fuck up, that we don't screw up, and that we play every game like it's the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if they're playing the way you say they played this past weekend, do you think maybe that just the how can I put this? It's like all the adrenaline has worn off because they know he's gonna be able to be, he's gonna live, he's gonna be fine, and all that stuff. Or do you think they still want to fight to win everything for him?
It wouldn't be for him. It would be for everybody else, because it would be everything else because the Patriot game was for him.
Right.
They want to win that. They want to win that Super Bowl because 0 for 4.
Right. Well, yeah. Christian, what do you think of what I said? Yes, no, maybe, what?
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely going to be in the back of their minds because, they were playing on a lot of adrenaline. The Sunday after what happened to DeMar took place.
Game, yep.
Like the Patriot game, that was pure emotion. That was pure adrenaline. And the goal was simple. Look, let's finish the season out. Yes, he's improving. He's getting better. The news has been nothing but positive the last couple of days. But, at the end of the day, there's still one goal. You come into this football season to do what, John? Not just to win in the regular season, not to win your division, and not just to make the playoffs to say you made it. What's the ultimate goal at the end of the day? Winning a championship. And not just getting to the Super Bowl to say you got there. It's winning a Super Bowl. And look, this Buffalo team the last 3 years, they've really been knocking at the door. Remember, 2020, Josh Allen has an MVP type season. That was his look, I'm here now moment. Every athlete has that introductory moment, right? That was
Right.
his. And he would have won MVP if a certain somebody in Green Bay didn't have the season that they had. But Josh put together the best season ever for a Buffalo Bills quarterback. And the crazy thing about it is, Jim Kelly played there. What's Jim Kelly? A Hall of Famer.
Oh,
Okay.
definitely.
They
Yeah.
lose to Kansas City in the AFC Championship, and then they lose an absolute heartbreaker to Kansas City last year. That's why they went and got Von Miller, was to play the Kansas City Chiefs again. And I mean, Buffalo beat Kansas City during the regular season, but they've yet to do it in the playoffs. And this game on Sunday, I'm just gonna come out and say it right now, and I'll say it again when we do our picks.
Right.
The winner of Buffalo and Cincinnati, I think, represents the AFC in the Super Bowl.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we'll figure. Yeah, and well, I mean, you'll figure it out when you give your keys of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yes, we're not. We're if you haven't figured out what game he's picking. Right. I mean, Ravens. There's nothing I can say. A defensive play, a stop on the goal line, and a 98-yard fumble recovery determined that game.
I mean,
Right.
my thing, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really impressed with how Cincinnati looked. That offensive line still has glaring issues, and Baltimore was throwing consistent pressures at Joe Burrow until they adjusted. But what's the best way to throw off quarterback pressures, Ronnie?
Blitz him.
No, you run the football.
Oh.
From the offensive perspective, and that's the thing that kind of worries me about them. Like last year around this time, they were feeding Joe Mixon, they were feeding Samaje Perine, and it feels like they're getting away from that now. Like, run the football. I always say it pays dividends.
Yeah. I mean, and then finally, I really don't have anything much about the Giants. Giants and the Cowboys.
With the Giants, that was their best game of the year.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw
bravo.
bits of it. Yeah.
I truly tip my cap to the Giants because a couple weeks ago, remember, they played Minnesota on Christmas Eve, remember?
Yeah. And
Right.
it was a game that they had to deem revenged.
And Ronnie, what did I tell you in that game against Minnesota on Christmas Eve?
It was going to be
They
a tight
can
game.
open up. No, not only that, their offense was going to have a good day against that defense because Minnesota's defense has been the problem. It's been their Achilles heel all year long, and they almost won that game. Sunday, I love the game plan that Brian Dable came out with. Wasn't necessarily run. Yeah, they got Saquon the ball in space when they know they needed to. However, they beat them by passing the ball. That's the best game of Daniel Jones' career. And here's the crazy thing. Joe Judge had a majority of this roster
Yeah.
a couple years ago, right? And couldn't do anything with it. Now you bring in Brian Dable. That just goes to show you coaching makes the difference. But I think the biggest difference maker in this game, it was Wink Martindale. That's the Giants' defensive coordinator. Came up with the perfect game plan because when they played the first time, Justin Jefferson had himself a day. I think he caught 12 passes for over 150 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Sunday,
something like that.
Sunday, they simplified things. Anywhere he was, they played coverage underneath on him, tight coverage at that across the board. They kept that safety high, so it was a single high look with man coverage across the board. And anywhere he was, he bracketed. Not only was he bracketed, anytime he caught the ball, he was brought down right away. So he couldn't make any type of room. He couldn't do anything with the ball in space because he was contained for most of the game. And the Giants pretty much said, look, Kirk, if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us by getting the ball to Hawkinson. You're going to beat us by getting the ball to Osborne. Or you're going to beat us by getting the ball to Adam Thielen. Anyone but number 18. And they executed their game plan perfectly.
Yeah. And then Dallas, I mean, I got nothing with them. They need a better field goal kicker.
Look, the thing with Dallas, I had 3 keys to the game when they played Tampa Bay. The first was capitalize in the red zone. right? You're not going to beat Tom Brady by kicking field goals. You got to score 6 against him. 2, Dak had to play the game of his life. 3, Micah Parsons had to be the best defensive player on the field. Because what do I always say? The key to beating Tom Brady: pressure him up the middle. And here's the crazy thing, you guys. Dallas only had 2 sacks in that game, but they put him under consistent pressures and they put him under hits. They hit him a lot and they put him under consistent duress. And he's a different quarterback when that pressure is coming right up the middle. Dallas attacking that Tampa 3, keeping those 3 safeties deep and using those tight ends in space to get the ball, had a balanced attack offensively, and most importantly, they took care of the football. I thought that was the biggest key for them because we know Dak can be very turnover prone at times. So I thought this was minus the kicking inefficiencies, I thought this was the Cowboys' best game that I've seen in a while. And when they play like this, they're a tough out. This was their best game since that Minnesota game during the regular season.
I agree with that. All right. Let's get into our picks.
Sounds good to me.
Let's start with Saturday, 4:30 on WNBC.
Mm-hmm.
The Jacksonville Jaguars go into Arrowhead in a rainy... Now, here's where the game is going to be determined. It looks like right now we have a 40-degree rainy Arrowhead. Jags, Chiefs. Chiefs are an 8.5-point favorite. Over-under's 53.
I'm going to go with Jacksonville because I think Jacksonville has really something to prove this season, and I think they're starting to prove it now.
Christian?
The way I look at this game, Jacksonville, they got to get the running game going. Because that's a bulk of their offense. Getting Travis Etienne going, he's cut from that Alvin Kamara cloth. A lot of similarities between him and Alvin Kamara. And Trevor's going to have to play better. But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing that people don't realize. Jacksonville can match Kansas City throw for throw.
Yep.
They have that type of offensive firepower, right?
I do not think there's going to be a lot of throwing in this game if it's going to be
I don't
raining.
think there's going to be a lot of throwing in this game either because I didn't know what the elements and the weather was going to be up until you said something. But
that's what the AccuWeather has it at.
Okay. But when I look at Jacksonville, they played Kansas City back in November, and Kansas City beat them by 10. This is when we were still trying to figure out who Jacksonville was, and Kansas City was pretty much establishing themselves once again as that team to beat in the AFC. And do you guys realize that Patrick Mahomes has never started a road playoff game?
Interesting.
Did you guys realize that?
No.
No, I didn't know.
Every year he's been in the playoffs. They've won a division, and they've hosted a playoff game, and they've always made it as far as the AFC Championship.
That's insane.
Yeah. Ain't it? They've always had one of the top 2 seeds in the AFC. And look, it kind of leads me into my next point, Kansas City. This was a personal year for them, Ronnie, because you can't sit here and tell me they didn't hear all the chatter. Oh, the Raiders got Devontae Adams. Oh, shit. Denver got Russell Wilson. The Chargers, on paper, they look like a Super Bowl contender. The Raiders didn't make the playoffs, right?
Right.
Denver didn't make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And then the Chargers, they're going to Cancun or Cabo. I'll let you pick. Yeah, with Kansas City, I think this is the best I think I've ever seen Patrick Mahomes look. And this is coming from a guy who's seen him throw 50 touchdown passes in a year and win an MVP. But he's close to his prime now. Like next year, we can even say this year is his prime. And he's only going to continue to get better and better. It's going to be key for Kansas City. You have to hit Mahomes behind the line of scrimmage. And not only that, you got to try and do something with Travis Kelce, especially in the red zone, because Once he gets it going, they're a problem. They're going to keep feeding him the ball. They're going to keep getting him the ball. And here's the thing: defenses know that he's getting the ball, and they still can't stop him. I like Kansas City. They're at home. I just think that crowd is really going to be the difference maker. That atmosphere is just going to be too much for Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville.
Right.
So I just pulled up player props with how the weather's going to be. Pachenko is over 55.5 rushing yards, and Travis Etienne is 66.5. Hammer both of those overs. If not Pachenko over, give me Pachenko with an anytime touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
He will find the end
wrong.
zone once. I mean, Rucker strong. Rucker strong with Pachenko. Fucking dude, that dude has been amazing doing that. ETN is not a pass catcher. Pachenko will definitely get the load of that. Right now, they're saying he's going to get over under 13.5 yards, 13.5 rushing attempts. He's going to get like 20. Easily. Both of them are going to get 20 easily.
Right.
And yeah, but with the pick of the game, I am hands down. I would love to see Jacksonville win. That crowd is going to be raucous. It's an 8.5 point spread. This spread is leaning Jacksonville. The under is being led. It's 53. I would love to see Jacksonville go in and do it, but I think it's going to end up being the reverse. I think KC gets a end of the game field goal and advances. Next game, finally, we are at the 8 o'clock game. The New York Giants are 7.5 point dogs against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Go Big Blue. Fuck Philadelphia.
So here's the thing. I am taking the Giants to win this game. And it actually has nothing to do with the Eagles being the Eagles. Like, it's not anything to do with that. There are so many holes. Christian, you want to talk about the 0-1 Patriots being San Francisco? You know what this reminds me of?
Who's that?
The 08, or no, what was it? The undefeated Patriot year.
Who? Philly?
Yes. You want to know why that reminds me of this?
How?
Because if you remember, when the Giants were going into Week 17, who did they play?
Oh, good correlation.
And when they played them, they played none of their starters. They played none of their starters. What happened when the Eagles played the Giants?
The Giants didn't play any of their starters.
And what happened?
Philly won by 6.
What was the spread?
I don't remember.
13.5.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're telling me, and yes, okay, Jalen's back. Okay. Jalen's also got a bum shoulder. We don't know what we're getting out of Jalen. Period. Here's the other thing, too. Jalen and half of the Eagles have had 3 weeks off. So they could be coming in very rusty when the Giants are coming in fresh. Even though they're working fresh.
And you know what? The Giants, I think there's more pressure on Philly than there is the Giants. The Giants handled their business last week. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they did what it was that they had to do. And when I look at the Giants, like I said, that was their best game all around last week. This year, Daniel Jones was in control of the football game. Saquon Barkley did what Saquon Barkley does. But I'm starting to look at these pass catchers for the Giants. Isaiah Hodgins, Daniel Bellinger, who I think is one of the X factors in this game for the Giants. And Darius Slayton, they're all making it a collective effort because they don't have a true reliable number one option, Ronnie. Because look, I'm a former defensive guy, And looking at it from the defensive standpoint, there's not one guy in the Giants receiving group where I say, okay, we got to circle him and we got to take him away. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's been a collective effort. But I think what the Giants need to do, the Giants need to make this an ugly football game. They got to run the football. They got to pound the rock, keep that Philly offense on the sideline, and the same type of game plan that they had against A.J. Brown, against Justin Jefferson, they're going to have to intensify that against A.J. Brown. If that's going to be easier said than done, because A.J. is a more physical wide receiver than Justin is. Like, I'd be cool with Devontae beating me. I think Dallas Goedert is going to be a key for them. And the Eagles, they're going to run that football. They're going to run the ball. They're going to pound the rock, because the Giants have a tough time stopping heavy rushing-oriented offenses. And to be honest with you, this game can really go either way. But I look at it as this. This is the day where I think the lack of firepower really is on display for the Giants. I think Philly beats them, but I think it's going to be a closer game than people expect.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think, don't get me wrong, if Philly wins, wouldn't shock me, but I really think the fact that the Giants played nobody and they held their own against Philly means a lot more than no one's really paying attention to. Because the first thing you got to remember is there's going to be no rain, so what are the Giants going to do?
Run.
Yep. So they're gonna make sure they're gonna pull a Peyton Manning where they're gonna keep Jalen on the sideline. I think you're gonna get more of Week 18 than you did when they were home, trying to outplay the Eagles. But again, wouldn't shock me either way. All right, let's go to Sunday. Christian, you're doing both of these games. The Bengals versus the Bills. Bills are a 5.5-point favorite.
Yeah,
What's your
neither
keys?
team really looked great to me on Sunday. Buffalo had their struggles, but they were able to win. And Cincinnati had their struggles, and they needed a Sam Hubbard fumble recovery in 98 yards to win that game. Now they play each other, and it's almost appropriate that these two are going to play each other again, because we remember what happened the last time they played. It looked like it was going to be a shootout. Everything had the makings of a late season classic. Home field advantage was on the line and whatnot, and then reality set in. Nothing even mattered at that point, because Damar Hamlin, the incident happened where he collapsed on the field and ended up having cardiac arrest, right? NFL suspends this game. And I even remember saying, when I previewed the regular season matchup, you guys, I even said to myself, I don't think this is going to be the only time we're going to see these two meet. And look where we are a couple of weeks later. For Cincinnati, they have glaring issues on that side of the ball, on the offensive line. And Buffalo, if they're going to attack that, they're going to have to come out and they're going to have to rush for. Not blitz, because when you blitz Joe Burrow, he's going to make you pay for it, because he gets rid of the ball so quickly. Joe can extend plays, not in the volume that Josh Allen does it for the Bills, but he can make throws on the run and he can get those yards when it's possible. Cincinnati, they got to try and slow the game down a little bit. Get Joe Mixon going. Keep that offense on the sideline. That's what I can see this game coming down to. Who can consistently keep the other team's offense on the sideline? Then when I look at the Bengals as well, if you're going to play man coverage, make sure you account for Josh Allen. So in other words, what I'm saying is keep Josh Allen in the pocket. Don't let him run. Don't let him extend plays. Force him to beat you with his arm from the pocket, right? Then when I look at Buffalo, they have to play clean football. I said it last week, and I'm reiterating it once again. Don't turn the ball over, because this is a Cincinnati defense that's very opportunistic. However, I don't know if Cincinnati has the secondary to keep up with these Buffalo weapons. I preview this one tomorrow. Be on the lookout for it.
John?
Buffalo, baby.
Why do I have a weird feeling Hamlin's going to literally walk out to where he was, lay down, and get back up and walk off the field?
I don't know if he's going to pull that.
Do that before the game. That crowd goes ape shit.
No, I think he might go down to the side. I think he might go to the center of the field and say, "Go Buffalo."
No, he's going to go to where he was.
Well, the game was in Cincinnati, Ronnie.
Still, it's gonna be the same type of thing. They're gonna
symbolic.
Go to the yard line that you were at against that team that had happened to get up and walk off. It's the whole Eric LeGrand thing where Eric LeGrand said if he's ever able to walk again, he's gonna go where he got paralyzed, get up and walk off the field.
Right.
Which I hope I'm in the fucking stands that day. Hello, Ryan.
What up, Ryan?
What's up, guys?
Hello, friend.
We're actually
What's up,
doing
buddy?
we're actually doing our picks and then calling it a night because I'm fucking exhausted today.
All right, how far in are we?
Well, we're about to
Just redo the whole thing for him.
Yeah,
Just don't
well,
make it big.
we got into Sunday's picks. So Saturday,
Oh, okay.
you got Jags, Chiefs. Who you got?
As crazy as it sounds, I think I'm gonna take the Jags.
Don't worry, because we all I think half of us took the Jags.
I took the Jags.
I honestly, man, like they've been a serious second half team this year. They've been fucking firing on all cylinders, and I don't think they're gonna stop.
Yeah, and then G-Men, Eagles.
Give me the G-men.
Yeah.
I think the Eagle gets shot out of the sky here.
And not even because, and we're saying that not because of people on the show.
No, not at all. Look, they've kind of had a sloppy second half of the season. We all knew it was coming. We get to watch the meltdown.
Right.
And Christian, I want to say one other thing that we haven't talked about with Jalen. Remember the last time he had a playoff game?
Mm-hmm.
Does he do that again?
No, I don't think so.
I'm just saying that's going to be the stigma, though. We all remember the last time he was in a playoff game.
Yeah, but, the weapons are better for him this time, and the play calling, I think, is going to be a lot stronger.
Right. But the question is does that shoulder hold? The big question is does that shoulder hold up?
Correct, sir.
Yeah.
But, all right, next, Cincinnati, Buffalo.
I'm going to take Buffalo.
So I was next up on this, but I agree. I think Buffalo right now is the team that needs this more. I think the fact that it's in Orchard Park is the biggest fucking thing about this.
Right.
Yeah, they've also come close to, getting fucked in the butt. And I think that they're starting to realize that this is all happening because of simple mistakes. They need to tighten that shit up and be the team that they've been, wanting to be.
Yeah. Cincinnati will keep this close. This game, I don't like the 5.5. I think this game is going to be a field goal. So give me Cincy with the points, but give me Buffalo to win. And finally, the 6:30 game on Fox. Ugh. 3 and 6:30. This is not the title games. Fuck off. The Dallas Cowgirls, Cowboy, Dak Prescott and company taking on Brock Purdy. Sorry, couldn't help myself. In the 49ers.
I think that's going to be a battle. That's going to be a battle. And I think that's going to be a battle that's going to kind of have those moments where it would remind us of, like, Montana and Aikman.
So who are you taking, Ray?
I think the Cowboys are going to take it, and I think it's going to be just barely. I'm not looking for a blowout. I'm looking for a field goal.
No, which they just they just got a new field goal kicker, so good for them.
I'm going to go Niners.
Okay, Christian, you're reviewing that. You're doing a preview of this. What's your keys?
Well, I think the key for Dallas, they got to remain sharp offensively. The same effort that we saw on Monday in Tampa Bay, they got to transfer that over. But this is going to be challenging because that's a brick wall that they're about to run into against San Francisco, and they got to keep up with those playmakers that San Fran has on the defensive side of the ball. And I mean, they've been great this year. But if Dallas can get off to a fast start, win the battle of the trenches, run the ball uphill, create play action for Dak Prescott, they have a shot. Now, when I look at the 49ers, it's incredible how they're steamrolling their opponents. I mean, and it starts with one guy, Brock Purdy. Like, they're not having him do too little. They're not having him do too much. They're coaching him perfectly to his strength. And I honestly think, this is going to be a tough defense that he's going to see because he hasn't really seen what Dallas is going to throw at him. They're not going to really hit him, but they're going to put pressure on him, and they're going to put him under duress. So it's going to be key for him to get rid of the ball quickly. And San Francisco has some weapons offensively, right? Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey. And I think Christian McCaffrey being there takes a lot of pressure off of Deebo Samuel because you noticed on Saturday against Seattle, the 49ers were using him as more of a wide receiver and not that wide back. Did you notice that, Ronnie?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, so he's taking a lot of pressure
But I think that was also a lot to make sure he didn't come out injured. They didn't want to use him in the way that they can get more tape on him.
Right. I think the key for San Fran is getting to Dak Prescott, forcing those turnovers because Dak is hot and cold. When he's on, he's a tough out. He's tough to defend, but when you create pressure and you get in his face, he becomes a completely different quarterback. I see this game coming down to the fourth quarter. I think it's going to be close, like Ryan said. I preview it on Friday. Be on the lookout.
I believe that, like I said, if you like Micah Parsons to be the MVP, take the Cowboys. And for some reason, I think the Cowboys have the best chance of winning this game. I think the 49ers have not been really proven yet. I think they've, out of their 13 games that they've won, 2 of them were really teams that you kind of looked at and was like, yeah, they're contenders. They may not have made the playoffs, but they were contenders. I think the Cowboys playing in the East is the biggest thing because, obviously, look, you got the Giants, freaking Eagles, and at one point, you had Washington in the mix in all this. I think Micah Parsons makes this game ugly. Cowboys win by a field goal. And boy, if that's the case, if that's true, boy, every Cowboy fan better be kissing my fucking feet because you're welcome for a home playoff game. Because I have Cowboys G-men, and that would be in Jerry's world. God, you know, a friend of ours, John, would be flying to Dallas.
Oh, I know. His fact he'd be flying to fucking Dallas.
Oh, and you know who would be pissed out of all this, Christian?
Who?
Jake Hat.
Fuck Jake Hat. Sack of horse cum.
Jesus.
Oh, damn.
Surprised you don't
There's
call.
something you don't hear every day.
Surprised you didn't call him that wrestler's name.
I don't believe I have ever heard anybody call a sack of horse cum.
Oh, Ryan, wait till we tell you what we introduced Christian to off air.
Christian, that's fucking brutal, bro.
He's been introduced to that before. He just forgets. I've told him about this.
Man.
I've told him about that character before. He just forgets that I brought it up.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I have. On the
No, you
show.
haven't.
On the show. I have on the show.
But let me
Right.
just say, I'm going to steal that because I could probably get away with calling another wrestler a bag of horse jizz on a family-friendly show.
Jesus. And on Twitch.
And on Twitch.
Yeah. Oh, but with that being said, let's bring this into the station, boys. If you like what you heard, please follow us on all social media accounts under the Nerdport Network. Follow us individually on Twitter at F and Ronnie.
At the Zombie Master.
At Daily Blitz _61.
At Stuntcock STL, and you can also find me on Facebook at DeSoto Athletic Club.
Yes,
There
and
you
join
go.
us back here on Monday. I mean, granted, I might be on the rest of the. I might be on one of the days of the week, just depending on how tired I am. But join us back here mostly on Monday as we dive deep into the good, the bad, and the ugly of movies, video games, and professional wrestling. Oh, don't worry, AEW, you're about to get queued up. And you know, and yeah, thank you, Ryan. And with that being said, if you like what you heard, tell your friends. If you didn't like what you heard, tell your enemies, but always tell them that there is always a teachable moment, and if you don't believe me, well, fuck. Then that's just the fact of life. Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night.